Welcome. In this video, I'll do a playthrough of Marvel Champions, the card game, with Black Panther and Spider-Man taking on Klaw. So looking at the Klaw, we're using his 1 and 2 versions. So starting with 2 scheme, 0 attack, but he will be drawing an additional boost card for attacking. And then in his other form, still 2 scheme, plus 1 attack, still drawing an additional card, but we're going to search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it, and then shuffle the encounter deck. We have 2 schemes to go through. So you can see attack on shield facility has been linked to Underground Weapons Network. So we are using the Masters of Evil. We're going to search our encounter deck for the defense network itself. Then on this side, we're going to discard cards from the encounter deck until we find a minion and put that minion in play, engage with the first player. And as far as the defense network, Klaw's criminal enterprise is protected by a gang of hired thugs. We'll get 1 threat per player, plus an additional 2. Then we have the Masters of Evil being shuffled in here with Radioactive Man, Whirlwind, Tiger Shark, Melter, Masters of Mayhem, and another Masters of Mayhem. Our 7 standard cards and obligations for Spider-Man and Black Panther. Then with Black Panther, we have his 15 regular cards. Going with aggression for him. So we've got 2 powers of aggression, 2 combat training, Hulk, 3 relentless assaults, 3 tack teams, and 3 uppercuts. And to finish off with the basic cards, we're using Strength, Energy, the Helicarrier, 3 Haymakers, Mockingbird, 3 Tenacities, and an Emergency. And for Spider-Man, his 15 base cards, going with Justice, with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, 2 Power of Justice, 2 Heroic Intuition, 2 Interrogation Rooms, 3 Surveillance Teams, and 3 for Justice. And basic cards, Avengers Mansion, Energy, Strength, Genius, Nick Fury, Mockingbird, Helicarrier, a Haymaker, and 3 First Aids. All right, set up for play. See, Klaw comes in 12 hit points per player. So we've got him at 24 health. Underground distribution. Discard cards from the encounter deck until we find a minion and put that into play, engage with the first player, which is going to be Black Panther. So an armed guard's coming in, guard and toughness. Of course, toughness is first time he would take damage. We'll discard this instead. And when revealed, place an additional 1 threat per player here, so we'll get 4 threats. And with that symbol, we can't remove from the main scheme until we take care of that one. So that's everything for Klaw. Black Panther starts with 11 hit points and 6 cards. So we'll draw up here. And I'm looking for upgrades. So we'll keep that one. Keep the resource, another resource, pitch these 3, and draw another 3. Getting 2 Wakanda Forevers, a little early for those, but that's what we got. Then with his setup ability, search our deck for a Black Panther upgrade and add it to our hand, then shuffle our deck. So let's see here. That's 1 upgrade we can get. Usually concerned about threat early on, so we'll take the Tactical Genius. So we've got him ready. Then Peter Parker, 6 cards, 10 hit points. Hit points of 10. And I really like getting Aunt May early with him. Black Cat is good also. Like that. And we've got a minion in play. I think we'll just pitch these and draw another 5. All right, a lot of allies. We'll go with that. So go ahead and put in Tactical Genius for 2. It's a thwart action. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. 2 if this is the final step in the sequence. And we'll use Strength for that. And we'll put in his Vibranium suit using Vibranium. Then we'll turn over to our Black Panther side and attack here to get rid of the toughness. Then I'll play 1 Wakanda Forever, pitching the Haymaker. We don't have any damage to transfer, so we'll make Tactical Genius the last in the step and remove 2 threat. And in his turn, so on to Peter Parker, we'll use him to create a resource to help pay for Black Cat. Pitching that. And after she comes into play, discard the top 2 cards of her deck, and we can put our science cards into her hand. Getting Enhanced Spider Sense. Interrogation Room go to the discard pile. Then I'll put Daredevil in play using these 4 resources. We'll go ahead and flip over to Spider-Man. We'll have him thwart for 2. Get rid of the scheme. Defense network taken down. And after he thwarts, deal damage to an enemy. So we'll throw 1 damage on the guard there. And 1 damage on Daredevil. Spider-Man will attack for 2, taking out the guard. And Black Cat will attack for 1, take him down to 23. And she's one of the few minions, or I'm sorry, allies, that do not take damage for attacking. So done with her hero phase. Black Panther and Spider-Man both get 5 cards on the hero side. So 3, 4, and 5. Little Wakanda Forever heavy to start with. And for Spider-Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and there's Aunt May, the card I really like getting early. We'll ready his cards and go on to the villain phase. So we're getting 1 per player, 4 threat. So the main scheme gets 2, and we can have 12 up here before that goes to the next one. Both in her hero form. Klaw gets 2 boost cards. Black Panther will choose not to defend. And that's going to hurt. So 5 damage coming in on him. But it's nice to get rid of that card that way. So down to 6. And Spider-Man. So initiate an attack. Because of his Spider Sense, he'll draw a card, getting a backflip. And exhaust each ally you control. That kind of sucks. But only 1 damage. So down to 9. And we'll each be dealt an encounter card. So Masters of Evil. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until Masters of Evil minion is discarded. Put that minion into play, engage with the first player. And this comes in with 3 per player, so it's getting 6 threat on it. We'll see what Masters of Evil character we get. This is the other bad thing, going through our deck really quick. So Radioactive Man. After he attacks you, discard 1 card at random. 7 health, that's the bad thing. So Black Panther gets a friend, and Spider-Man gets the Sonic Boom. So when revealed, either spend these 3 resources or exhaust each character you control. I mean, I've already got 2 down. Well, let's take a look and see what that would cost us. Nah, I'm just going to have a slow turn for him next round. So we'll turn first player marker. And Spider-Man. So Spider-Man and his team are already fully exhausted. While I'm still in hero mode, I'm going to use For Justice. Spending 2 resources with mental trait to remove 4 threat from a scheme. So get rid of this 5 and put out a 1. Then I'll turn over to my Peter Parker side. Put in Aunt May using the free resource and go ahead and use her. So we can exhaust her to heal 4 damage. He's only got 1 on him, so we'll go ahead and just heal that because we can. That'll be all he's going to do. And I forgot when Black Panther got hit earlier to retaliate. Need to remember to do that. Both my guys have defensive things. We got that taken care of. We'll put in our Panther claws, spending these 2 resources. Then we'll play a Wakanda Forever, spending that resource. And we'll have our Genius go last, so we'll move 1 damage from ourselves to an enemy. So we'll go up to 7. Put 1 damage on Radioactive Man, then deal 2 damage to an enemy. Putting that on him, and then remove 2 threat from a scheme. Take care of the Masters of Evil. And then he will swing for 2 more. So we'll get a total of 5 on Radioactive Man. And that will end our turn. Now Spider-Man draw 4 more cards. And we'll have to remember to use this if needed. And ready, everybody. And hope they stay that way. And for Black Panther, he'll draw 4 more cards. Finding some energy daggers. So we're getting his upgrades put in place. So with him in alter ego mode, Klaw's going to scheme. So base 2 plus 1, so 3 scheme. After, of course, we'll get 2 to start with. Plus another 3. Then he's going to attack Black Panther, who is going to go ahead and defend. So let's see if this activation deals damage to you, exhaust your hero. Too late, we've already done it. So 2 damage coming. We've got a defensive 2, so we'll take no damage. But Klaw will take 1 for swinging at us. Then Radioactive Man's going to attack. We'll take 1 from that. And then discard 1 card at random from her hand. So give these a quick shuffle. And get rid of Tack Team. Then we'll deal 1 damage back to Radioactive Man. He's got 6 damage on him. So encounter cards. Spider-Man, let's see. Alter Ego, discard 1 card at random from your hand. So give it a quick shuffle. And we get rid of enhanced spider senses. And for Black Panther, when revealed, the villain schemes. So base 2 plus another 2. So 4 coming out. So we're looking at 11. Getting as close as we can. So we'll move first player token. And Black Panther gets to go first. We're going to put in some energy daggers. Paying with vibranium. Then we're going to Wakanda Forever. Paying our resource. I have Genius go last. So we can move 1 damage from us to an enemy. So we'll go up to 7. Take Klaw down to 20. Deal 2 damage to an enemy, taking him down to 18. And then choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain and to each enemy engaged with it. So Klaw at 17 and 1 damage on Radioactive Man to finally get him out of the way. And last in the sequence, remove 2 threat from a scheme. I feel like I need to keep him in hero mode. So hopefully we can prevent some more threat coming out. So we're going to use a resource from Peter Parker. We want to put the Avengers Mansion in play, spending these additional 3. Then we'll go ahead and draw a card. Getting Interrogation Room. So after you defeat a minion, salts this to remove a threat from the scheme. Then we'll have Daredevil do some thwarting. So remove 2 from here. Does a damage to an enemy, and then he takes the damage himself. Peter Parker will become Spider-Man and thwart for 1. And Black Cat will go ahead and thwart for 1, which will put a damage on her. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and put Interrogation Room in play, spending that resource. So Black Panther will get 5 cards. So another Wakanda Forever. That's always good to see, and a lot of aggression. And then Spider-Man will draw 4 more cards. So good way to deal some threat, some health, and we have 2 backflips in hand. So attack 1 on Black Panther. Spider-Man, well, all our cards are readied. We'll go ahead and have Daredevil jump in the way of this attack. So 5 damage coming in. Seems like that was well worth that. Then Spider-Man, we'll let this come through. Boost, give the villain a tough status. And 2 damage coming in, which we'll take. Then we'll get some encounter cards. So when revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. No cards were discarded this way. This card gains Surge. And when he was attacked, I forgot to draw a card, so picked up a Swinging Web Kick. And that kind of sucks. We'll go ahead and get rid of our energy daggers. Then for Spider-Man, he gets a armed guard coming in play. It's guard and toughness. And we'll move first player. So Black Cat does what she does with toughness. We'll get rid of this on our armored guard. Use Avengers Mansion to draw a card. Getting for Justice, which we'll use using a mental resource to get rid of 4 threat. He will attack for 2. Then he'll play First Aid on Black Panther using the resource. So heal him up to 9. Then we'll move over to Black Panther. We're going to play Wakanda Forever, pitching attack team. We'll first move 1 damage from our hero to an enemy. We'll go up to 10. Put the final blow on the armored guard. We'll remove a threat from a scheme. Then even though we're attacking for 4, he's got tough. We'll get rid of that. So played that a little bit out of order. And then we'll swing for 2. Then we'll put Tack Team into play. Using the power of aggression, which will give us 2 resources and a 3rd. I'll come in with 3 counters on it. So we can exhaust it, remove a counter, and deal 2 damage to an enemy, which we'll go ahead and do. Taking Klaw down to 12. That's all we've got. So Spider-Man will draw up to 5 cards. And ready. And Black Panther will draw up to 5 cards and ready. So there we go. So 2 threat comes out. Klaw's going to initiate attack against Spider-Man. I'll draw a card, getting a Spider Tracer. We'll go ahead and take it. So, 0. And the same thing for Black Panther. 2 cards, he'll go ahead and take it. And let's see, we'll deal 1 damage to each hero. And he'll take an additional 2 damage. So he's taken a total of 3. Spider-Man takes 1. And retaliate for 1. Deal out encounter cards. First one comes out. Emptying our enemy decks. We've been taking too long. So get an acceleration token. We'll shuffle these up. And then deal an encounter card out to Black Panther. So for Spider-Man, see, when revealed, we're in hero mode. So 2 damage to us and Klaw heals 2. So going down to 5. And he goes up to 13. And then advance, when revealed, the villain schemes. So base 2 plus nothing. So 2 over there. Change the first player. And put Black Panther to work. So use Tag Team. Do 2 damage, bring him back down to 11. Then we're going to put the Golden City in with 2 Vibranium resources. Then we'll flip over and heal for 4, taking us up to 11. Then use the Golden City to draw 2 cards. Then we'll put the Hulk in, using these 2 resources, and have him swing for 3, taking him down to 8. And then we'll see what he does. After Hulk attacks, discard the top card of your deck. If that card's printed in resource as one of these, we're going to do some more stuff. So it's a fist. So that means he's going to do 2 more damage to the enemy. So down to 6. And then he takes a damage. And that's it for Black Panther. So we're going to draw a card, getting Nick Fury. We're going to put in some web shooters to get us 3 counters, paying this resource. Then we'll put in Nick Fury, using our web shooters as 1. And these 3 resources. And he's going to come into play. We'll choose to have him do 4 damage to an enemy. Then we'll have Spider-Man swing for 2, taking the Klaw down to 0. So that will take care of the first version. So when this one comes out, search the encounter deck and discard pile for the Immortal Klaw and reveal it, and then shuffle the encounter deck. So that's going to come into play with 6 threat on it, and Klaw's going to get an additional 10 hit points on top of his 36 that he's getting anyway. So 46 health for him. All right, and then we'll have Nick Fury thwart for 2. And take a damage from that. Black Cat will swing for 1 damage. Down to 45. And of course, we need our 6 over there. So actually, instead of taking 2 off here, we'll put that back on and take 2 off of this one, taking it from 6 to 4. And we'll stop there. For Black Panther, see, I'm going to pitch a card and then draw up to 6. Getting Ancestral Knowledge. And a couple uppercuts and haymakers. And for Spider-Man, he'll draw up to 5. Getting some swinging web kicks, which will be really nice. ready everybody here. So we're going to get 1 per player, plus 1, plus another 1. So 4 threat coming out there. It's taking that up to 8. So thwarting here, 2. Plus the boost has put him into play. So not too bad. Then attacking against Spider-Man. But Nick Fury's going to jump in the way of that. So base 1, 4 damage coming in on Nick. And he will go away. Then some encounter cards. So here in Alter Ego form, gain Surge. When revealed, take 2 damage. Klaw heals 2. So going down to 9. And he'll just take 1 since that's his max, or gain 1. And for Spider-Man, we're getting a Defense Network comes back out, so we're going to get 4 threat on this one. And change first player. So we're going to draw a card first. Getting Genius. All right, we're going to do a swinging web kick. We've got 2 resources here. Use the web shooters for 1. So deal 8 damage to an enemy. Take him down to 38. Then we're going to web kick again, spinning these 3 resources for another 8 damage, taking him down to 30. Then we'll have Spider-Man attack for 2, along with Black Cat for another 1. So taking him down to 27. Then we'll flip him over and have Aunt May heal him for 4, taking him up to 9. Now we'll see what Black Panther can do. First, we're going to play Ancestral Knowledge, paying Mockingbird as a resource. That's going to let us choose up to 3 different cards in our discard pile and shuffle them into our deck, as long as we're in Alter Ego form, which we are. So let's see, the daggers. I think we're just going to put 3 Wakanda Forevers back in our deck. So we only have 4 cards anyway. Put those in, then draw 2 cards, getting Wakanda and Shuri. Go ahead and flip over Black Panther. Go ahead and use Tac Team to do 2 damage. Take him down to 25. We'll have Hulk swing for 3, down to 22. Draw a card to see what else happens. So with the mental resource, it sucks. Got rid of our Wakanda Forever. Discard Hulk. We'll go ahead and play a Wakanda Forever using Shuri. So we'll deal 2 damage to an enemy, taking him down to 20. We'll move 1 damage from us to an enemy. So we'll go up to 10, taking him down to 19. Don't think I'm going to be able to do it this round. Then we can remove 2 threat from a scheme, taking that from 4 to 2. Then we're going to thwart for 2, which will remove the Mortal Claw, removing 10 hit points from him, taking him down to 9. And I've got the cards, just not the resources. So I'll go ahead and spin 3 to do an uppercut, taking him down to 4. And that's all I can do this round. So this round is going to hurt. So Spider-Man's going to draw 5 cards, emptying his deck, so he'll get an extra encounter card. And he'll shuffle and draw 4 more. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting Spider Tracer, Backflip, Power Justice, and Jessica Jones. Actually get 6. And a Heroic Intuition. And we'll ready him all up. And then for Black Panther, he'll be drawing 5. So 4 cards there. He'll get an encounter card. Drawing 1 more. So we've got Tenacity, Wakanda Forever. So these are the last 4 from our deck. And ready up. And now to see if we can survive this round. So first, we're going to get 3 threat, which is going to take us up to 9, 10, 13. So this has exceeded its limit. So Secret Rendezvous. Klaw has found a buyer for his illegal weapons. It's up to you to stop the sale, but the meeting is surrounded by Klaw's cronies. Discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play with the first player. So that would be Spider-Man looking for a minion. So he finds the Melter. Then on side 2B, main scheme, 8 per player, so 16 on there, and we'll lose the game. So he's going to scheme on Peter Parker. So 2 + 1, 3 threat. Attacking Black Panther. He'll take it. So base 1 plus another 1. So just 2 damage coming through. Taking him down to 8. And we'll do everyone another encounter card. Oops. He does do 1 damage back. He'll take a damage from this guy and hit him back for 1. Now the encounter cards. So when revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. No cards were discarded this way. This card gains Surge. So we'll get rid of the interrogation room. And then Whirlwind's going to come into play. But all that matters is he doesn't have guard. So for Black Panther, gets the guy with guard and toughness. And his second one, another guy with guard and toughness. And we'll pass first player. I've got enough over here to do it, but we'll play it out. So play Wakanda Forever, pitching a resource. We'll remove a threat from a scheme. It's got to be from over here. We'll deal 2 damage to an enemy, which will take toughness off. And we'll move 2 damage from us to an enemy, so we'll heal 2. And he won't take any. Then we'll play Wakanda Forever again, using Relentless Assault. So we'll go ahead and remove threat from a scheme. Move a damage from us to someone else. So we'll go up to 10. Put a damage on that guy. Then we'll deal 4 damage to someone else to take him out of the picture. And then swing for 2 to take this guy out of the picture. Then we will flip form. Use the Golden City to draw 2 cards. And then spin 2 cards to give Spider-Man an upgrade, +1 attack. He'll flip over to hero form and attack for 3 damage, which is what we need. So Klaw has fallen. That's the basics of how to play Marvel Champions. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.